And jobs. They're a hard time, aren't they?
Yeah, it is a tough time. You know, between 16 and 24, nearly 1 million youth are out of work here in the UK. So it is a big problem. Good morning again. There we go. Youth unemployment in the UK is at its highest level since 1992. So, of course, that said, apprenticeships have been one of the much heralded responses to the problem, with numerous schemes being launched across the UK. But, of course, the big question, are they helping? Mariam Mashiri has more.
Another training day for this young apprentice. 22-year-old Darren Dixon is learning to become an engineer with BT through the National Apprenticeship Service. Launched earlier this year, it aims to connect young people and prospective employers and combine work with education.
I went to college. I didn't fancy going to uni. I took a year out, worked in a building supplies company and heard about this job, the prospects of it, and the prospect of learning and earning sounded quite attractive, so I chose this route.
More than 230,000 people in England started an apprenticeship course last year, and the NAS says 90% of apprentices get work at the end of their training.
I'm delighted to say that despite the recession, the biggest issue that business faces in this country is skill shortages, even above the recession, even access to capital. So actually businesses are more and more investing.
But these are difficult times. Unemployment amongst 16 to 24-year-olds is rising. And whilst big companies like BT can afford to take on new apprentices, what about smaller firms with less money and resources?
Apprenticeships are a very good thing, and over 50% of them are placed with small businesses, but that should be much higher, and it's not, because small businesses are saying it's bureaucratic, there's a lot of administrative burden involved in taking on an apprentice, and over 95% of them are reporting that they are unaware of the incentives to take on an apprentice.
And apprenticeships aren't always easy to get onto. 16-year-old Leanne Noonan from Corby is in the middle of a 3-day-a-week painting and decorating college course. She gets a £30 a week education maintenance grant for attending, but isn't guaranteed a job at the end of it.
I was hoping people come in and pick people for apprenticeships at the end of this year. Hopefully I could get on one of them and try and get a job through that.
The National Apprenticeship Service hopes it can help people like Leanne find work. Its aim is to get 1 in 5 young people in an apprenticeship by 2020. Mariam Mashiri, BBC News.
OK, some of the other stories were across for you today, and a record number of shoppers are certainly hitting the high street sales. In fact, on Boxing Day, the number of shoppers out on the streets was 18.5% higher compared to the same day last year.